host Aurora, and if you're longing for a place where you can rest and recharge your batteries, unwind from a busy day, reflect about yourself and your life, then this is the place to be. First of all, I want to thank my Followers in Germany. Vielen, vielen Dank, dass ihr euch meinen Podcast anhört. Ich lebe hier in Kanada seit 6 Jahren und es bedeutet mir so viel zu wissen, dass ich deutsche Zuhörer habe. Et bonjour à mes amis en France. Merci beaucoup d'écouter mon podcast ici. J'apprécie beaucoup que vous passez du temps avec moi et ça me chauffe le cœur. Merci beaucoup. And of course, thank you to my followers in the US and Canada. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for your encouraging feedback, and I'm very grateful that I get to serve you and make your life a little better. And yeah, my name is Aurora Eggert on Facebook. Feel free to contact me there, or join the Facebook group, The Borealis Experience, and request meditations from me and tell me about your day, about your life, and what you need. And I will post meditations for you then that are perfect to unwind from a busy day or to start a day, or if you're struggling with relationship stuff, then I can help you too. So that being said, I want to dive in today's episode about the story you tell yourself. We all have a story. Chances are you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe 50s if you listen to my podcast. And we all went through some stuff, some really good stuff and some really nasty stuff. And I want to talk about the more nasty stuff today without going into details, but the story we tell ourselves about our history and about who we are today is gonna give you a frame into, or push you into a frame of person that you are in society. I hope my English was good enough to express myself here. Forgive, I'm not native English, and sometimes I struggle with my words. The story you tell about yourself is going to define how you show up in this world. So let's say you are a heavyset person and you're very unhappy with your physical appearance, but years back now, you decided that this is who you are, this is who you're going to be for the rest of your life. How then can you imagine losing weight if, let's say, you join Weight Watchers or decide to start a diet? Because from the outside, you're going to do the right thing, but your internal compass is still going to guide you to what you believe you are. And weight loss is just one little part of this story. Let's take a guy who wants to gain weight and he's constantly struggling with food and weightlifting, but compares himself to the big guys in the gym or outside in the world and still sees him as the smallest guy in the group wherever he goes. Well, this guy is also not going to gain weight because on a mental level, emotional level even, he is keeping himself small. Then we have other stories. Let's take myself. I went through a fair share of abuse in my 20s, emotional and physical. And there was a point where there was a friend or an acquaintance who asked me, like, are you gonna live your life now being a victim after this happened to you? And she was not even meaning it in a mean way. Like, she was not looking down on me, I think, at least didn't come across as if, but it really made me think, and I really thought, yeah, like every time I introduce myself in a group or to a new person, I tell that little bit of a story about my immigration and who I was, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to know that person better, and they ask deeper questions, and then you notice that you always repeat that same story and you live by that story too. And it is not a bad thing to share your story. That's not what I mean by that. Share your story, deal with it, but then also get over it and emotionally, I wanted to say detach, but detach is not what I want to say here. But give yourself the freedom to become a new person every day. I know when you look into the mirror, you probably see the same person every day. But if you start the work from inside, if you start to see yourself from the inside with different eyes, then you can also have different experiences in the outside world. A lot of times we go out there into the dating world with a pre-written script on how the person has to be, that is suiting us. But let me tell you something. The day I dropped that sheet that I had written down on how my partner has to look like, it opened my mind to a beautiful new world. Maybe you are not into smoking. Yeah, maybe you reject people who smoke, but maybe that person is only smoking now and will change in the future. I know there's people out there now smiling at me, ha ha ha, always women thinking they can change men. All this to say is that little habit that annoys you so much, is it really dictating and like allowing you to not get to know that person now? That one little thing. And that person who smokes, does that person has to say, I'm a smoker and this is who I am and I'm always going to stick to that no matter what? No, that person can also question his or her behavior. When it comes to more traumatic stories, when it comes to abuse, neglect, when it comes to people really harming you in the past, then you need to dig that shit up. Oh, now I was saying a bad word. I'm learning to be more clean with my language because I got restricted here. You need to deal with that stuff that was really harmful to you. But you also have to learn how to see yourself as a new person without that scar. You have that scar, but that scar is not going to define who you are today. Because that's when you put yourself into a little box, and everything that happens outside of a box you will either not see or live in denial with, and it prevents you to live a beautiful, juicy life. Today I was asked on how meditation can help you when you suffer from anxiety, and in group settings you get nervous and stuff like that. And I answered, when you start meditating, when you start observing your thoughts, then you will quickly see where you have resistance, where you have adversity, where your monkey brain is going nuts and trying to hold you back from going into that direction. And I said, this is where you have to go deeper, because what we resist most of the time is that the thing that we should actually work through. What we are scared of most is rejection and shame and being excluded from a group of people or society. And sometimes our fear of rejection took over our life and really prevents us from being naturally out there and curious and open. It is really critical, again, to go see a professional if you went to a fair share of trauma and still haven't processed it. What I mean is what happens after. How can you free yourself from that stuff again? And it is in facing it, in sitting with it, in meditation, or talking to a close friend, and then letting it go. Family is also a very good place to look at and to observe. There's a couple people out there, me included, who have been born into a family that not necessarily understands you or shares same values as you. And that's not a bad thing, because it forces you to grow up with an open mind. At the same time, it makes you feel very insecure about who you are and what you have to give to this world. So again, there, if you look at your family structure, look at people who are born creatives and are born into a family of intellectuals, and they make him feel bad now because he is not interested in what they are interested. He wants to pursue his passion. Of course, if he doesn't have a rock solid confidence boost behind him, he's not going to be secure about his decision making, about being a creative artist. But he has to go out there and find people that are like-minded and find people that will encourage his passion, because this is the only way evolution can happen. If we all stay in our families and do what our families have done before us, that's beautiful too, and I don't blame or shame anyone who decides to do that. I'm talking to the people who still haven't come out yet, who are still struggling to show who they truly are. And it is these people that we need out there, because there's too many people hiding right now in their closet and not wanting to come out and share their beauty and share what they can bring to this world, because they keep themselves small. And it is not that you should blame your family. They do their best. They have their beliefs and perception. It is your duty. It is your, you have the power to go out there and find people and pursue your passion. Get out of your box, be open-minded, be open-hearted, and don't believe those negative beliefs about yourself when it comes to weight loss, weight gain, self-esteem, and especially your purpose in life. I hope you enjoyed my episode today. I hope it was not too triggering. It must have been triggering to some degree. My name is Aurora. I'm your host here on the Borealis Experience. You can contact me on Facebook. Aurora Eggert is my name, or you join the group, the Borealis Experience. And if you have any requests regarding meditation or inspirational talk, I'm here to serve you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take really good care of yourself and drink lots of water.